Hey, what's going on, everybody? Happy Thursday morning to you. Hopefully, you're doing well. Hopefully, you're staying warm wherever you're at. Snowy and cold in Chicago this morning, but we're about to heat up here on the show. Let's make sure we, recap yesterday. And then, how about Chelsea taking on Manchester City today in the Premier League? And of course, there is some NBA action a little bit later on this evening we can talk about as well. All right, with that being said, let's go ahead and get on into the recap. Yesterday's recap was quite a wild day, actually. We obviously went 1-1 in soccer. We did that Crystal Palace score first against Tottenham, and I think I made about $2.5 million friends, according to the Twitter account. I think every Spurs fan is happy that I got that jinx off of Tottenham. We hated to see that right there. I thought Palace had some chances in the first half, and then coming out of the locker room there in the second half, they had a couple chances in the first 2, 3, maybe 4 minutes of that second half. And then obviously you guys saw the score after that. It was 4-0 Spurs. And after that first couple of minutes of the second half, it was all Spurs. And Palace didn't really do much after that. But we did get a double chance parlay in there at minus 105. We basically broke even after the two soccer plays. Aston Villa and Leeds both on the double chance parlay. Both of them drew. They did not get the win. We had a 1-1 and a 2-2 result in those two soccer matches. So that was a nice parlay to go ahead and hit. Then we rolled that in the NBA action. We did really good in the NBA, at least till the nightcap hit. Pelicans minus 6.5. Took care of the Rockets nice and easily. That was a good one because we said there was an opportunity for the Rockets to die shooting the three-pointers against the Pelicans team that's number 2 and defending the three-point. That's exactly what happened. They raced out to a big lead really all game, and then it made it quite uncomfortable there in that fourth quarter, and especially that last minute. But thankfully, the Rockets missed a shot, and then they just kind of dribbled out the last little handful of seconds. So got a good cash right there. We were tripped up by one of our unders, under 232.5, and Pacers and 76ers. Tough to overcome 72 points when they're scored in the second quarter. That's brutal to an under, seeing 72 points in one quarter. What happened to the defense in the second quarter? So, yeah, we lost that under. It went to overtime, but quite frankly, overtime didn't really matter if that under was sunk anyways. But we were able to come over a 73-point first point quarter there in Nets and Bulls, as that game definitely settled down and got to, how the math and how the numbers looked going into that game, as we got under 235.5, and that one was sweaty. It was 112 to 121, so that's obviously 232. We could afford a 2-point bucket, but then when the Nets missed the bucket, the Bulls took a 24-second shot clock violation. The Nets took the same thing, 24-second shot clock violation, and the team just dribbled out, the last minute or so of that game. So, if the Nets would have made that bucket, then they would have, fouled, and you'd have gotten into a whole mess where you missed that under. But love to see that in that game, at least a 70 plus point quarter didn't wreck us, and the numbers came through on that one. And then the numbers also came through in Blazers versus Wolves. That one was no sweat, under 234, never in doubt. Nice easy cash right there. We hit 2 of our 3 player props, both of them at plus money. Steven Adams over 14.5 rebounds, did not play a minute in the fourth quarter. That one I was sitting there thinking of. I think that's the only one of the player props that maybe a blowout doesn't really hurt you, because if there's a blowout, that means one team is missing a lot of shots, and that gives them an opportunity to grab rebounds. Although you'd like to see the guy play the fourth quarter, but thankfully he grabbed that 15th rebound, just as that third quarter was coming to an end, because again, I mentioned the big lead there by the Grizzlies, and he did not play anything in that fourth quarter. So good one right there. Then Julius Randle over 2.5 turnovers got us a good cash. Then I broke out the next set of bets, because you can see leading up to this point, we've got 2 losses, but we've got 6 wins, and we're doing really well. And you need one of Green, that money line parlay, or Robinson to win 2 units. If it's Green in the money line parlay, you win almost 2 units. And if it's Robertson that can come through, you win over 2 units. So really poised to have a nice day if you can just get one of these last 3 remaining bets in the nightcap to come through for us. And unfortunately, it didn't happen for us. We needed Green over 2.5 turnovers. He had 2 at halftime and just stayed at 2 the rest of the game. He did get ejected, but the fact is that was like a minute and change to go in the game, so that didn't really have any bearing on it. He just didn't pick up another turnover. He was on the hook for an entire half of basketball and just couldn't quite get there. Our money line parlay, 76ers came through, Knicks came through. It was the Warriors. It was the Warriors that lost on the buzzer. The Pistons hit a 3 at the buzzer. The game was poised to go to overtime, and then they sank a 3 at the buzzer. So that one was lost. And then Robertson, I know DeGent, if you're following everybody on Twitter, he sent out some screenshots. It looks like Robertson had some shots late in that game that, maybe for whatever reason wasn't scored a shot on goal. Either way, he only had 2. It looks like maybe a little bit of a tough beat right there based on, the information that he shared with us. But, yeah, couldn't get one of those last 3 to go our way. So down just a little bit on the week or down a little bit on the day, I should say, and obviously still down on the week. And the arbitrage right there, we didn't really lose any arbitrage, right? We just kind of shifted the arbitrage money from cash to now we have a free bet. We basically have $16.77. So it didn't really lose anything. Obviously, that same game parlay there in hockey had no chance. The Stars scored. We got the Ducks to score first. We were right on that angle, but then the Stars just didn't contribute a goddamn thing to it. So unfortunate stuff right there. I got to bounce back today. Unfortunately, it's a day where maybe not a lot of bets. In the NBA, all the numbers are bang on. There's only 4 NBA games, and yeah, they were bang on. So, I'm not going to reach and take a chance on a spread or take a chance on over-under. Don't want to force anything. And then in terms of player props, you could do Nikola Jokic. You could do his points for sure. It's at 26.5 on some books. It's at 27.5 on FanDuel. DraftKings is kind of waiting because Paul George is iffy, and I kind of want to wait on Paul George. If there's no Paul George, maybe the Nuggets kind of run away with this thing, and you kind of see his game log. It's kind of weird when the Nuggets have success and are able to pull away. He doesn't really hit his points totals. You need the game to remain competitive, and then they can take advantage of it. Because last season when they went against the Clippers, he cashed it in 2 of his 3 games, and he lost on the hook with 26 points. So we need Paul George to play. If you don't like the Nikola Jokic angle, you can go ahead and play Reggie Jackson there of the Clippers, his assist angle. His assist angle against the Nuggets should be a good one to play. They're bottom of the league, dead last in the league in assists allowed to the point guard position. But again, we're not getting any player props. We're not getting any Clippers props on any sites. DraftKings is giving you nothing but Jamal Murray. FanDuel's giving you a couple players. Everything's being held up by Paul George. So I would just say look for me on Twitter. I would like to bet Reggie Jackson more because that one's well, I'm not betting anything if Paul George doesn't play because I think that game's then got potential blowout written all over it, and we know how the NBA gets. We've been betting on it enough through the years. It'll drive you batty if you start getting yourself caught up in a blowout. So we'll probably just stay away of Paul George, but hopefully Paul George does play. So, hey, we got a big game going on in Chelsea taking on Man City. But before we do that, let's see what you guys are talking about in the comment section. Good morning, Ross. Good morning, DeGent. Good morning, Tim. Love it. Everybody's right here. Let's go ahead. What are we thinking, fellas? Chelsea taking on Manchester City. I've got a couple bets that I want to share, but then I'm thinking about also cooking up a same-game parlay. If you're looking at this game, it has had 3 straight clean sheets. 3 straight clean sheets. We know what a clean sheet means is. That means only one of the 2 teams is able to score. I wouldn't look at the cards angle in this matchup. City's not a card-heavy team. Overall, you got Paul Tierney. He's going to be the match day official officiating this one. He's only good for 3.65 cards per game, and his number of fouls is like 20 point. I think I saw like 20.21 if I recall the number of fouls called per game. So you don't get a good referee in terms of the card angle. If you want to look at corners, that's not a bad one. The last 3 head-to-heads I've seen 15, 10, and 17 corners. The line's at 9.5, so not a bad one right there. The odd thing about corners is the one match that there was 10 corners, City got 9 of those 10 corners. So maybe if you don't want to do like the full match, corners because you don't trust Chelsea to chip in, maybe you can do City's team total corners over 6.5 corners at good plus money at plus 134 over at Barstools. That would be another good angle to look at possibly. What about ball possession? They got the ball possession number at 58.5, City at 58.5. They've only covered that one in the last 4 head-to-heads. And the only match where they got a cash, they had 59% of the possession. Well, this one's playing at Stamford Bridge. So you got a City team that doesn't really cover 58.5. When they did, it was on the hook. And this one's at Stamford Bridge. So a couple good, interesting angles. I'm certainly curious to see what you guys think. I think we should cook up a same-game parlay while we're hanging out. I, of course, do have a couple bets for this one. One of them I shared yesterday on Twitter. I'm taking the best player on the planet. We've been riding him now. We've rode him a couple times at the beginning of the season. We kind of cooled off. We've kind of picked back up on Haaland lately. Sometimes we got to put him in a parlay. Sometimes we played him straight up. If you're giving me Haaland at minus 120 to score a goal, I'm going to take that every single time. We watch City games. They just look for Haaland. I mean, why would you not look for Haaland, right? He's the best striker on the planet. So, yeah, you're giving me that price for Haaland to get a goal. I don't care where the hell the game's at. I don't care if it's at Stamford Bridge. I'm going to go ahead and snag that up. I can tell you right now, and I'll look again, that price is better. I'll look again. I looked this morning. Yeah, it's minus 117. So you can get a better price than I can. I got it over on Barstools yesterday. Bet Rivers, same thing. It's at minus 117 right now on Barstool. So if you want to ride with me on Haaland, you can get a better price than me. And then I will do that City possession angle. And I'm going to take the under 58.5. I just talked about how it's only cashed in one of the last 4 cashed on the hook. I'll take under 58.5 at minus 139. I will say, guys, this is a great opportunity. You guys remember last season when City played Liverpool in the Premier League, and then on the weekend they played them again in the FA Cup, and we cashed on the midweek, and what we saw with our eyes, we ran back the same bet, and we cashed the exact same bet on the weekend in the FA Cup. These two teams play today, and then they play Sunday in the FA Cup. So watch this game closely. Big boy clubs, they don't change their strategy from cup to cup. Rotation may change for sure, but I thought last season we were spot on and got 2 great cashes in that City-Liverpool, Premier League and FA Cup. Don't be surprised. May run back some of these bets, may not. So I don't know. We'll just see what we see today with our eyes and then go from there. Although if I take a guess, Haaland won't play in the FA Cup because Julian Alvarez has now returned from the World Cup. I would expect Haaland to play today, and Alvarez is going to start the FA Cup game on Saturday. That would be my guess. So actually, then I don't know where that game is on Sunday. I don't know if that one's at Stamford Bridge. Either way, we got time to look at that. Good morning, Israel. Good morning, my man. EL, what's up? Haaland to score and City to win. I mean, City have had the advantage from a head-to-head perspective. So, yeah, if you like Haaland to score, if you want to tackle on Man City to win, I hear you. I struggle. Look, I struggle to pick a winner, although if I'm picking a winner, I'm certainly taking Man City. I guess what I'm struggling is like an over-under. I hate taking unders in City matches because City creates just a ton of chances, does City. But if you look at what Chelsea's done, they've cashed under 2.5 the last 7 matches in the Premier League. Chelsea's kind of gone back to cashing under 2.5. Remember that torrid stretch we were on was that 2 seasons ago with Thomas Tuchel, where it cashed 20 of 24 matches? We came onto that one a touch late, but we got like 9 or 10 straight cashes of under 2.5 in Chelsea. They're kind of gone back to that. They got a Bungyang. They don't have like this great quality up top. They're a good under 2.5 kind of team, but I don't like taking under 2.5 in City matches. Again, both teams to score hasn't hit in the last 3 head-to-head. So let's go ahead and maybe cook up a parlay. Haaland to have a shot on target. I've got an interesting one for you here, and I don't know if I took it down or if I've got it. And I've got some other bets, fellas, after we continue talking about this match. So don't go running off on me. I'm going to share my screen, of course. I just want to queue this up and see what the price is still, if it's still what I thought it was. Yeah, okay. Let's share the screen. Let's cook up some same game parlays. I am more than interested in getting in a same game parlay. I don't even think I want to use my free bet over on BetMGM. I want it to be a real bet because I think the shit's going to hit. But I want you guys' input, so let me know. Let me know. Austin Eckler. Oh, that's an old comment. Austin Eckler. That's an old comment. What do you guys think about this one right here? You can see it on the right-hand side of the screen. Over 7.5 corners. Again, talked about the last 3 head-to-heads of 15, 10, and 17. And then Haaland have 2 or more shots on target. That's at plus 128. It's at plus 128. 8 corners in the match. Haaland to have 2 shots on target. I don't know. Let me know what you guys are thinking. I think this is a match where that one I really like because you're getting Haaland. The other ones, like, is it going to be Foden or Grealish? I don't know. Is it going to be, Mahrez or Foden? Like, his lineup, Guardiola's been liking Grealish a little bit more than Foden lately. But is that just because Foden was at the World Cup and he actually played where Grealish didn't play at the World Cup, so he was playing more of the fresher legs? Because pre-World Cup, it was Foden, 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 Foden. it's kind of flipped. It makes me think it's probably just because of the World Cup and Foden will, retake his spot back in. You do got a Bungie Yang at 2 shots on target at plus 350. That looks goddamn tasty. I'm not saying that gets dropped into the parlay, but just highlighting the price right there for a Bungie Yang at 2 shots on target at plus 350. You're going to probably get Kai. If I had to take a guess, you're probably going to get a Bungie Yang. Ziyech, not sure if you get him or Sterling. That's where we don't quite know where Graham Potter is going to go, whether it's Sterling or Ziyech. Mason Mount, he's a bona fide starter in that lineups here. I guess I could do Pulisic as well. I don't know. Maybe the same game parlay doesn't quite get cooked up, and maybe you do need to see some lineups. But this one here of 8 corners and then Haaland have 2 shots on target, that one looks awfully tasty. Or maybe you could do Man City. Again, I mentioned City's just team total. It's at plus 110. It's a better price on Barstools. It's plus 134 on Barstools. That one looks pretty good because City has cleared that number in all but one of the last 4 head-to-heads where the loss was on the hook, where they got 6 corners. I don't know, fellas. There's only one game. It's the big game. Everybody's going to be watching it. I think we've got 2 winners in Haaland to score, and then also to, Haaland to score, and also that City possession taking the under. I think we've got 2 winners. But I think we can also put together a same-game parlay. I think there's a little bit of opportunity here to do that. Brian likes both teams to score. I don't know if I can get there, Brian. 3 straight clean sheets. Man City coming off a draw. Let me get this stat for you because we know Man City's coming off a draw. I want to give you guys a correct stat. They won their last 9 Premier League matches coming off a draw. You saw EL there in the comment. He likes City to win with the Haaland to score. City's tough coming off a draw lately under Guardiola. Again, they've won their last 9 Premier League matches following a draw. That's a good, interesting stat right there. If you look at Chelsea, they've had 0-0 scoreline in their last 4 Premier League matches when they're the underdog. I talked about probably liking under 2.5 more than liking over 2.5. You kind of see that with Chelsea. There's another interesting stat. Under 2.5 goals is hitting the last 7 Chelsea matches. I believe I mentioned that one earlier. So, I don't know, fellas. I don't know. What are we thinking here for some Premier League parlay? I think this is the opportunity, guys. And you guys are just as smart as I am. You guys watch it. What are we thinking here? We got Israel. Okay, I love it when somebody's got a side like Thad. I don't know if you know. You've probably seen Thad in the chat. He's also a Chelsea guy. You say Chelsea's your team. You're not doing too hot this season. I agree. You lost to Brighton recently. You lost to Arsenal recently. You lost to Newcastle recently. You drew against Forest. You're going to take both teams to score at minus 136, given the fact that City hasn't kept a clean sheet in 4 games. I hear you. And you could sit there and say Everton scored at Goodison Park. So if Everton scored, why wouldn't you take Chelsea to score? Everton had 1 shot on target. That's what City does. You don't get many looks at it. So you're saying, are you clinical? You're going to get 3 looks at my goal, and maybe Chelsea's a little bit more, obviously, right, because of the quality. Maybe they get 5. Can they convert that? I don't know, man. I don't know. I hear you. So you're on Chelsea minus 136. Is that the best price for it? Okay. It's around there. I just looked on Barstools real quick. So, all right, Israel, you're going both teams to score. All right, man. Good luck. I can't be mad at you. It's at Stamford Bridge. If it was at the Etihad, I wouldn't want a piece of that, but you're at the Bridge. Crowd's going to be there. They need a reaction coming off the draw to Forest. Like I said, the last 3 head-to-heads, though, have been clean sheets. I think it's been 1-0, 1-0. I'm going to look it up. I think it's been 1-0, 1-0, 2-0. Yeah, 2-0, 1-0, 1-0. And let's look at how many chances Chelsea got in those matches. They had no shots on target in one of those. None. They got 1 shot on target in another one. And the one they had 0 shots on target was played at Stamford Bridge. And then the other one, they had 5. So, Israel, you're going to get a couple looks at the goal. You're going to put your trust in a Bungie. And again, I'm not mad at you. We're just spitballing here. We're having a good time. We're trying like hell to put together some winners. You're not going to get that many looks at goal on City. They don't do it. But I hear you. I mean, they have conceded, as you were saying. I mean, hell, Everton scored on them. And I'm about to reveal a bet here coming up in a second. That's Everton's next match. And I hear you. Yeah, Leeds scored on them. It was a set piece. I remember watching that game. It was a set piece off a corner. Leeds is different though. Leeds only had one shot on target. City doesn't give you clean looks at the goal. Liverpool's a different beast, and maybe you could say Chelsea's on that same level as Liverpool. They're both kind of struggling this season. Brentford, that was before the World Cup. That was the smash and grab there by Tony. I remember that. I actually live bet that one. I remember tweeting out a live Man City money line bet, and City was all over them. I thought for sure they were going to find a winner, and then Brentford stole it there at the death on a great counter. And then the match before Brentford was Chelsea in the EFL Cup, where again they lost 2-0. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Chelsea tend to turn up and make City life harder. I agree, they just make life harder. That's why I like under 2.5. That's why under 2.5 is hitting the last three head-to-heads. 1-0, 2-0, 1-0. I agree. It's going to be difficult. It's not going to be easy. Brian liked Haaland to score two. And Cole, I haven't skipped your comment. Your comment was about basketball, by the way, so I'm going to circle back. Man City -2 corner on the spread. I love that one. Again, we talked about the corners, and even that time there was 10. City had 9 of those 10 corners. They're going to beat them on the corners angle. I do like that one a lot. Maybe let's look at that. Maybe that becomes an official bet. I do like that one. Yeah, quite frankly, I like that one. That's one of the ones. That is -114. It just gives you the push option. Let's see if we can find it better without the push. I hate. That's the reason why I don't take a lot of money lines in soccer. Just I don't like pushes. Let's see if there's a better. Better line out there. Yeah. Okay. DraftKings, no push. I'd rather go to 2.5. I mean, they should whoop them on the corners. They always do. 2.5 is -115. Again, I haven't fully price shot, or maybe you just take the minus. Either way, if you take the -2 and there's 2, you still lose because it's a 3-way bet and it's the same price at -114. So you still need the same. You still need 3. So I guess you do take it. It's -114 is obviously better than -115. I like that. I like that -2. Let's look at those head-to-heads again. Like I said, I know that one. What was the corners were 9 and 6, so you would have gotten a cash. They are 9 and 1. That's the game that there was 10, and then the other one was 13-4. I like City -2 on the corners. I think I already had that play in there. I think you may have tipped me over the edge right there with just grabbing it. First half 0-0. Brian, I just gave you that stat. It's happened in the last 4 Chelsea matches where they've gone into the match as an underdog. They're clearly an underdog in this match against City. It's hit in the last 4 times that they were the underdog going into a Premier League match. I don't know if I can quite get there, Brian. It's the reason why I can't pull the trigger on under 2.5. City creates too much. City just creates too much. I can't quite get there, Brian. But I like the angle. Israel likes that. Let's price shop that, fellas. Let's make that an official bet. I'm going to. I've already looked on. Right now, FanDuel's the best price at -114. Let's give a look on BetMGM. I will look right now on Barstools, which is also the same thing as BetRivers. Let's add that one. I do like that one. Let's see. They're not even offering it on BetRivers. Okay. Let's see if BetMGM's offering it. And then I got a bet. Let me just throw this up. I'll throw this other bet up while we're sitting here talking. Most corners. Justin says most corners. That's certainly going to be City. And under 3.5 goals. Probably under 3.5. I would. I think at worst it's a 2-1 game. It could be 3-0, but I hear you. Not a bad one, Justin. Not a bad one. I think I'm not trying to complicate it with the parlay, though, Justin. I think that's where my head's more at now. I think City gets most corners. I want to be rewarded if that, tactic-wise kind of plays out with how I think, games go. I'd hate to then parlay it when you're already getting it for essentially because most corners is at -450. So that's why you got to parlay it. Okay, hold on. See if BetMGM offers this bet. BetMGM does not offer this bet. They've got City corners over 5.5 at minus 145. Wow. Everybody else has it around minus 160. They've got City corners over 5.5 at minus 145. Maybe I'll do that. Top of the morning to you, Tyler. Good morning, man. Joining late, Caesars is offering 25% profit boost taken to us on the same soccer game. Nice, Brian. I didn't know that. Let's go price shop that corners bet, and I think this is a great opportunity to go ahead and use a profit boost, fellas. What's the max bet, Brian? Is it 25, 50 bucks? Let's see. We want corners. Just corners handicap. Corners handicap. Oh, City +3. I don't want City +3. I want minus. They've got City -2. Okay, so FanDuel's got the best price. They've got minus 125. So you're not going to take that. But I wonder what their team total is. I like this City over 5.5. Shit, I can't find it. Let's get a quick look and see where City's at on corners on the season. Let's get a quick look here. See where they're at. See where just curious, right? Because they've had Graham Potter, they've had Thomas Tuchel. Where are we at here on corners? Oh, that's right. Their dumb site doesn't even track corners. Jesus. Premier League corner stats. Here we go. Got that one saved, bookmark. That website's down nowadays? What? What's wrong with the website? Okay. Soccer stats. I like these guys. This is a good site. Oh, that's the same one. All right, deleting that. I knew I liked that site for a reason. That's the one that's down. Delete it. Quit trying to go into those damn things. Premier League Cubs. I just tried to look on your website. I didn't see it. Corners. I must have just missed it. Cities. We have 114. Chelsea is way down. You gotta do this. You gotta do this corner angle. They're dominating it on the season-long stats. They dominated on the head-to-head. You gotta do this corner angle, fellas. Let's add that. Let's do what my man said here. Take this off the screen. We want this one right here. Now it's minus 112. Oh, maybe hold on. Do we hold on? People are betting the other side. That's fine. I'll take a better price on a bet that I've liked. All right. I'll probably snag it at minus 112, though. I like it. I also do like, because they're over 5.5. Yeah, there's at minus 170. MGM's got that at minus 145. I bet they hit 6 easily. What is this math? 114. They played how many Premier League games? Was it 18? They played 16. So 114 divided by 16 is what? They average 7 a game. I like it. All right, fellas. Let's get back here. I do have another bet I need to share. Max is $50. We're going to use that, Brian. Thank you for bringing that up. I tend to not use Caesars that much because they don't have the best price, so I kind of like forget sometimes to look them up. But thank you for bringing that up. We'll make a bet on that. FanDuel just went to -3. I think I'm going to rather do the -2 because it's at minus 112. It's not like I'm paying crazy juice, Israel. All right, let's circle back here real quick. Let's get Cole's comment. Love Jazz today against the unrested Rockets. Sure. That line's moving for everything you like it. Rockets suck ass. I would just go look and see how do they defend a 3. I mean, are they good like the Pelicans, right? Because I thought that's why we had a great angle in that game last night, was because the Pelicans are the number 2 defense. I can tell you real quick here what the Jazz are. Jazz are 9th best. Not bad. I mean, top half of the league for sure, top third of the league. So I didn't. As I said at the top of the show, all the NBA numbers were just bang on. I didn't want to force a play. Not a bad offer. We're going to use it, Brian. We're going to use it. All right, fellas. That's an official bet. I'm going to go drop it here in the chat. I'm doing Man City -2 corner spread. It's minus 112 at FanDuel. That's an official bet for me. That's an official bet. And then I'm going to throw up here on the other screen. Let's throw up the other bets. I told you guys I had another one. This is the FA Cup game on... Oh, this is tomorrow. This is actually tomorrow. Look, United's in beyond fine. First of all, you're going to get rotation for somebody drops it in the chat and says, "Are you worried about rotation?" No, I'm not worried about rotation because the gaps in qualities on these two teams are pretty big. And if Everton wants to rotate starters that are trying like hell in the Premier League and they still can't get wins and they still can't get points, okay, great. Bring on your slappies, and United will play their B squad and they'll roll them over. So, but I said, okay, maybe Everton will get a goal. I don't really think they will. This game is at Old Trafford. I really don't think Everton score a goal, but play it safe here. Just play it safe here. So United gets 2 goals. Everton gets 1 goal or less. Go snag that right now. -108 on FanDuel. That game's tomorrow. Everton, another thing you got in your advantage here is they're in a relegation fight. And you've seen it from time to time. Not like the owner goes down and says, hey, we want to sandbag this game. But this is a game where they could really play some youngsters because they got to focus on the league. I mean, that's where the millions and millions of dollars are that these owners make. So, yeah, he can make the call and say, well, let's give these youngsters a chance. And if we bow out of the FA Cup, who cares? We don't want to bow out of the Premier League where I'm making my millions and millions and gazillions of dollars. So, I like that bet. I like that bet a ton. So that bet's for tomorrow. Again, you can get that one over at FanDuel. United over 1.5 goals and take Everton under 1.5 goals. I am locking this in. Oh, the corner spread just went to -3. Can't even get -2. I see what you see, Israel. Shit, we fell asleep at the wheel. Now we got to go hurry and get it on DraftKings real quick. Hold on. Now we got to see if it's still -115 on DraftKings. Okay. Oh, it's -110 on DraftKings. Nice. All right, guys, lock it in right now. This is why people always say, like, man, I'll never get the same lines you get. Man, this shit moves so fast. I literally lock in my bets like a half hour before this show starts every day. Stuff moves quick. I mean, literally, that one on Israel, I didn't quite get what you were saying in the chat, but yeah, it's no longer -2 on FanDuel in the 10 minutes we've been talking. It's now -3. I'm going to go ahead and snag it, though, on DraftKings. It's the same bet, essentially -2.5 on the corners, and it's at -110. I am snagging that, hopefully, as quick as I can. Where is it? Full-time, -110. I'm getting it. So they got to win by 3 here. I'm putting a unit on it, of course. Oh, and according to DraftKings, we did get that free bet last night, obviously. I was just reminded of that. So we got 2 free bets. We got the one last week from that Rockets Mavs. That's a $15 free bet. Again, we used arbitrage money, so we didn't lose anything on that one. And then the one last night, we used arbitrage money, so we didn't lose anything. That's an official bet, Bells. I just locked it in. I got 1 unit on it. Man City -2.5. -110 over DraftKings is going to be your best price. I'm contemplating adding that team total because everywhere else has got it at -170. BetMGM is showing us -145. I think we take advantage of that. Everywhere else is around -170. Team total over 5.5. If they get over 6, they'll probably cover -3, so maybe you don't need a double dip. I don't know. I still want to put together a same-game parlay using one of these free bets, though. I still want to cook up a same-game parlay. All right, that is actually not the official bet. Let me take that off the screen. It's Man City -2.5 corners. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this. It was a light show today because the NBA numbers didn't work out. Obviously, I don't really bet hockey. It's not really my thing. So I thought it'd be fun to just talk our way through this big match. I do want to use this boost before I drop. Let's see if we can use this. See if there's a bet on here worth using. Or see if I even get the boost. Just because Brian got it doesn't mean I got it. You know how some of these sports books work. That's not even a guaranteed thing. Where's promos? I do not have any bonuses. Oh, profits for the people. I got to opt in. Here we go. All right, a 50% boost to use on a same-game parlay. Brian, it's got to be a same-game parlay. We do got $6.77 in arbitrage money. I don't know. I'll think that over. If I do that, I may use one of my free bets. I don't know. Because I like using arbitrage money where you can get a free bet back. It kind of gives you 2 cracks at the apple, obviously, per se. That's kind of how I like using my arbitrage money, where I can earn a free bet. Even sure the NFL. All right, I'm going to, I don't know if I'll quite use that, Brian. That's a same-game parlay. We'll see. All right, fellas, that's how we're going to do it today. We're going to go ahead and roll with Holland, anytime goal scorer at -120. City under 58.5 possession. We'll go ahead and add in there this Man City -2.5 corners at -110 over on DraftKings. And then tomorrow in the FA Cup, take United team total over 1.5 goals and go ahead and parlay that with Everton under 1.5 goals -108 over at FanDuel. All right, fellas, it's been a rough week, obviously. We all know it happens. I'm not worried. I mean, hell, we're down, 3.64 units? We lost a 5-unit play. If you don't make that 5-unit play, you're profitable in the week. Or if that 5-unit play hits, you're damn good on the week. So it's just been one bad play, generally speaking. Ain't nothing to be down on. Shit happens. Not even worried about it. Let's just hit these bets today. And enjoy the match, fellas. I will be on TikTok Live. If you're on TikTok Live as well, or if you're on TikTok, come give me a follow at Jason's Winning Bets. And just like I've been streaming the past 2 games on TikTok, we've been hanging out for the last 2 days on there, which we saw that Leeds great finish. We saw Villa hit our double chance on TikTok. What a great time yesterday. So come on over to TikTok. Let's watch the Man City game. And let's go ahead and cash these bets. Good luck with the bets you guys put together. If you guys are able to cook up any same game parlay, good luck. And we will catch you on Friday's show. NFL, obviously, Week 18. We know we're going to attack the angle of contract incentives. And then, spreads and totals and all that good stuff. So, all right, fellas, enjoy it. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for talking this game through me. And we'll see you guys later.